Hi, my name is Tori Piskin, and my memories are really embarrassing. I don't know why I ever thought I could rap. My memories are, people should be wearing bras more, I think. My memories are silly, funny, dyslexic, Jewish. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Put a stamp on it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I'm on hypnotic, exotic, polo on my body. Got Lil Sam beside me and my friends right behind me, and I'm spotting and I'm
It's
surfing.
the Callbacks podcast with Samuel Salem and Deacon Dan Boy Sellers.
Daniel Bartholomew Sellers.
Danny, as I said on my Instagram story today, what spinach is to Popeye, validation from Danny is to me.
Thank you.
He's got a way of withholding the right amount of love so that when he does give it, people go absolutely nutty for it.
Like a good dog owner. It's like, give you belly rubs, but then I also reprimand you in front of company.
In front of company.
How often dogs are embarrassed as hell. Like, bro, we was just chilling before. Now you're going to throw me in this cage?
Yeah.
In the living room? People bring dogs everywhere. I went to the movies last night, saw the movie The Blackening.
People still go to the movies?
Bro, I rarely go, to be honest. I rarely go.
The Blackening, that's Jay Farrow, SNL member.
Yeah, but it was Kyle's birthday, and then we went. He just wanted to go to the movie.
If you are an OG listener of the podcast, Kyle was on as a producer. A little background, he does some behind-the-scenes photo work.
Yeah, if you follow, you see my Instagram, probably see him somewhere. But anyways, black horror movie, really funny.
Oh, isn't the tagline like, because it's an all-black cast, so the tagline's like, we all can't die first.
Yeah. So it's just good. It's good. Like, in this day and age, and I think a lot of it's happening too, like in the Asian culture too, where there's a lot of new different pieces of content coming out that tells people's stories. Even like Netflix has like Mo Amber, who's another comedian. He's like I think he might be Muslim or at least Middle Eastern. I don't know if he's Muslim.
Yeah, and he because he makes all those jokes like people just assumed he was Mexican.
Yeah. Right. He grew up in Texas, and that shit's about them trying to immigrate into the country legally. Whatever. So these little cool different like Crazy Rich Asians. So anyways, it was just a good, funny movie, comedic inside jokes.
Right.
It's just
like
one of those kind of
jokes like for black people or inside jokes like for
yeah.
Why are you making a crazy face?
Because you just said inside. Who's the? For me, if it's a bunch of black people on the cast.
I didn't know if you meant like inside jokes like to a specific genre, like horror inside jokes.
No.
So what percentage of the jokes would I have understood?
I mean, you hang out with me, you hang around black people sometimes. I feel like you would have got probably 60 to 70% of them.
Hey, a good little C-.
Yeah. Teacher Sam. No, it was good. It was a good movie, man. If you are interested in that kind of stuff, it's not even really just for black people, but if you just like horrors and comedies, it's a really, really good, funny movie.
I'll check that out.
Go watch The Blackening.
Let's talk trademark Danny Sellers mental health check.
Ooh, this mental health check is very pertinent to reality right now.
Pertinent. My
mental health feels like when you eat a good, beautiful piece of pizza, but you're lactose intolerant. Like I'm just doing a lot of stuff that feels good in the moment, and then the next day I'm on the toilet.
This is very reminiscent of your like cold pizza for breakfast mental health. It's that same. It's a similar vein,
and really
slightly different because it's like, no, I have a diagnosed medically thing. Do not eat this, and it's like I'm gonna still eat it though.
I'm gonna still do it, and this is because it actually happened moments before we recorded. So that was just being lazy.
What your mental health is on.
Yeah,
that's what my friend called me. I was on my way to the studio and was like, "How you doing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good." He's like, "Wow, that's the first time in months that you haven't answered. Everything's trash and I hate life."
Yeah.
So my mental health is on the up.
Yeah.
Or I'm just dead inside and I got nothing left to give.
Bruh, so a couple episodes ago we were talking about birthday plans and what I should do for my birthday, and ended up not doing anything, just relaxing. But now I'm in this point where I need to get out of LA.
Yeah, we talk about you need to take a vacation, take a break. Yeah.
But I'm in this dilemma where if you go, like I already live by myself. So like I have a lot of peace at home and I can relax at the crib.
Yeah.
I got Wi-Fi, I don't have to spend money, I'm chilling. So going somewhere by myself feels like a waste like going to like a hotel by myself.
Yeah.
So
like a staycation. You're not going to do a staycation.
Yeah, it's like, bro, I can be, even if it's a decent hotel, it's like sitting in a hotel room by myself somewhere feels like a waste of money because my crib is already decent. You know what I'm saying?
Are you inviting me to a vacation with you?
Yeah, let's have a boys trip with 2 twin beds in the Holiday Inn.
Hey, one queen's fine.
The feet to head
situation. You know what it is. Middle still touching though.
That's disgusting. Our asses touching is crazy.
You are a married Christian man.
Yeah, crazy.
No.
But
no, I'm just kidding. Because all those terrible guys.
This brother horny. That's crazy.
Never.
But so anyways, I'm trying to figure that out. Because also this summer I'm planning on shooting this special.
Ooh.
So I have a lot of weekends that are accounted for of like planning and logistics and stuff like that. So I don't know if people that are listening, I'm bitching, but I don't know when I'm going to have a vacation. If you have suggestions where I should go, that's chill, that's fun, that's quick around LA, let us know. Santa Barbara, Joshua Tree, little hotels, whatever it is, let your boy know.
Bro, come to Santa Barbara with me. Me and my little friend group.
Oh, when you going?
I think we're going to go in August maybe. This is what we were talking about. Yeah.
Maybe.
And you've met some of them, you know.
Okay.
It'll be a good time. We'll drink some wine. I've said this before. Danny seems like a good brunch hang. You seem like a great wine guy.
Oh, that's
like,
my bag.
Do you know a lot about wine, but you just
a decent amount?
You just seem like you'd be confident with a glass in your hand.
Yeah, I probably know more than the average 31-year-old black dude.
Why I gotta be about race?
Because that's where I am. That's where I'm at. I'm like, you know, like, cause some people really, really know about wine and stuff.
Right.
I know how to order. If you give me a menu, I can order and be like confident in what I'm drinking.
Yeah. That's what's up. I don't know anything. I'm just like the red one.
Yeah, I'm being honest. Exactly. See, you shit on me. That's the level that most 30-year-olds are at. It's like, what reds do you have?
I just like Chardonnay because I can be like, lardy darty. Let's drink some Shardy. I've never said that.
It's not even red.
I know, that's a white wine. I like my women like I like my wines.
Sweet. White?
Sweet.
Oh.
I like my wine sweet, guys. Come on.
I thought you were
Speaking of sweet people, our guest today, an all-time great person. You're going to want to listen to this. I have never seen Danny act up in this way before. There was liquid coming out of different orifices of his body during this episode.
Yo.
There was some snot and tears.
Yeah, I was gonna say get specific,
but belly laughs.
Yeah, very funny. New York. This episode makes me want to go to New York.
I didn't actually, real quick before we get into this. You know what? We'll save it for the end. You'll have to listen till the end. Check out the teaser. Let's get to it.
And we are here interviewing.
You're always so good at this part. Let's get a proper intro like we like to do.
Yeah.
Our guest today is a comedian, actress, writer, and podcaster from New York City.
New York.
Technically Long Island, but we'll give it to her. Her Got It From My Momma podcast is a top 50 comedy podcast on the Apple charts and has been featured on The Late Late Show with James Corden. Her script, Quirky, won first place in the New York screenplay contest.
Writer.
And she's so multi-talented. She even had her rapping featured on MTV's Wild and Out.
I saw that.
We are over the moon to welcome to the podcast the daughter of Floral Park's most esteemed dentist.
Ooh.
A former resident of a 2,100 square foot Upper West Side Manhattan apartment. And someone who once got asked out on a date for a free donut at the Krispy Kreme inside Penn Station, Tori Piskin.
Yeah.
Or as the kids rudely called her in high school, Bird's Nest.
Pubic head.
That one too. I left that one out for all the moms and dads out there.
Sorry. Bird's Nest.
That one too, though.
That was a deep dive.
Yeah, he goes there sometimes.
I'm kind of into it. I mean, I always tell my boyfriend, I'm like, I want you to be obsessed with me. And today, before coming here, he was taking a nap. So I came, I feel like, to the right place. I feel like you did a deep dive that I always wanted every male to do for me in my life.
You know what? This is, I don't know what this says about you, but every guest is usually a little on edge around me, and you're immediately like, I'm in.
Oh, I'm in. I'm like, what else do you have?
You're a successful comic as it is, but you're going to be the person who's like pumped. You're like, I got my first stalker. Oh my God.
The thing is, we all like hearing about ourselves. I think people just fake, act like they're like, oh, you really? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you're just actually honest.
Yeah, I think you're just
I'm
honest.
Honest. Yeah. I'm very honest.
New York,
I'm also just like, I'm 32 at this point. I'm like, yeah, I want fans. I want people to like me.
Right.
You know, I grew up with jealousy issues against my sister who was prettier than me back then. Now I'm the pretty one. So obviously I want some fans.
Yeah.
You know?
The LA,
Yeah, take
LA
that.
glow up.
Now being the pretty one, suck it. Hannah, what's her name?
My sister?
Yeah,
Oh, Rachel.
Rachel. Dang it! So
That was a good guess.
Rachel and Hannah are my sister's name, and I knew it was the name as one of my
Yeah.
sisters, so I messed it up.
They're also like keychain names.
Yeah, I was
Rachel, Hannah.
Yeah.
You can find them at like a gas station on a
Sarah.
keychain. Yeah.
We were Rachel's. Doesn't matter. Okay, keychain names. Great. You want me to name all my siblings? Danny, get that look out of your eye.
I'm chilling this episode. I'll tell you, my stomach hurts.
Oh,
I'm
no.
surviving. I know I had this disgusting frozen pizza like an hour before this.
Yeah.
It's like, let me just save money and not spend money.
Yeah.
Instantly regretted it on the 101
Oh,
coming here.
fuck. I wish I had these I don't know what they are. I got them at Erewhon. For those of you who don't know.
Rich.
Affluence.
I mean,
My wife saw Prince at an Erewhon once.
Prince? Like an
Oh,
actual
no, the
Prince?
No, like Prince, like the Prince,
He
the
died.
musician.
Oh.
Like
Right. This was
7 Air One. So she was the OG Air One.
yeah. She lived in Beverly Hills like back in 2015.
Wow.
Like the last day before. That's crazy.
Yeah, she's
Oh my God. No, I was going to say there's these like little things you put under your tongue and it just makes you not nauseous.
Oh, damn.
I usually pack all this stuff because I'm like, I have like health issues and I'm anxious and I'm a Jew. Or my parents my parents want me to say Jewish. So I just have all these supplies always.
Yeah.
I pack Advil, anxiety pills, stomach problems. Not tampons, but I mean everything else. So
We're getting
I
old.
packed plenty of tampons for the rest of us. I can't talk today.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
I've had
please.
2 sips of this.
Sam moving
Drink.
different. I just turned 31 last week, so I feel the same. Like you get older, you just like need. Like I brought a fanny pack to the studio.
I thought you were like, I brought a fan to a studio.
No.
I'm like, the ones you
Oh,
used to have
like
a summer
the-
camp when
no.
you used to like
Try not to
fan
cool
yourself.
off.
Yeah, I'm getting
Um,
old, man.
Speaking of birthdays, this has we've kind of been on this the last couple episodes because Danny just turned 31
Yeah.
last week. I turned 31 next week.
Mm.
And honest homage to your first ever Got From My Momma podcast, a listener wrote in with a question on what to get her boyfriend for his birthday. I want to do a little segment, worst birthday gift ever, because I recently asked my Instagram followers this, and some of the responses I got, I was like, who are these people? Like this woman responded immediately saying her mother-in-law got her a charm that said slut.
Nice.
I'm trying to a worst birthday gift. I don't know. This is really upsetting because I feel like since I've turned 30, I can't remember shit.
You're right.
Yeah, memory issue.
Worst birthday. I mean, I've always had like boyfriends give me really nice gifts. I don't know. I've never had.
I've always been
Ooh.
really loved and
Yeah,
people pursue me.
affluent.
I mean, okay, one gift I can think of that made now I look back and I'm like, I was such a spoiled brat. So when you're a teenager, you know you want everything else what people have.
Mhm.
Right.
And so like, you know, I was like a Jewish girl and I just wanted straight hair. And every girl I was 13 had these like Louis Vuitton color bags. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And now looking back, I'm like, I would never get myself that now. It's like $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like begged my parents because I was going to this like really jappy Jewish American princess summer camp. Okay, I
Okay.
just have to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
whoa.
sorry,
whoa,
I was
sorry.
concerned.
Jewish American princess
That's
summer camp.
That's a term in the Jewish community.
Yeah. Jap. Jewish American princess.
Wait, you gotta keep saying it.
No, I don't know. I got to say it. So I was going to this camp and I was like, I need to have this Louis Vuitton bag. And I asked my parents for it for my birthday. And my mom like hinted I was getting it. She's
Okay.
like, I got you a gift. You're gonna really like it. And I opened it and it was like the fake version of it. But not just like, oh, look inside and it says like, you know, like made in China or something.
Yeah.
Like the Louis Vuitton logo was like not designed right. It was the same color.
Yeah,
But it was like Z's
No.
and there's like O's. And I was
She got it like off of the street in New York City.
not even off the street. It's some like store for children. I'm
Right.
like, I'm not 5. So I was so disappointed. I was like screaming. I was like, no one's gonna like me. Like, this is such a loser bag.
Did you ever wear it? Did you ever rock it?
No, I don't know. No, I don't know.
That's so funny.
That
was an era, the colored Louis Vuitton.
That was like my little sister. It was like the Miss Me jeans. She was like begging to have Miss Me jeans. She's like, I will never have friends if I don't have Miss Me. I was like,
Yeah.
"What those are.
Yeah.
Miss Me jeans. I don't know those
Not-
either.
Probably because you are black and you are rich in New York City. So this is real Midwest.
Yeah,
out.
man.
They're like $100 pair of jeans, which like
Back
where
then.
where we were living, it was like Oh my god,
Misfit jeans. Okay, I don't know that one.
Yeah,
I know like True Religion was really big.
yeah. I mean,
Religion.
similar sort of thing. I think they were like bedazzled pockets.
Yeah.
and like that sort of thing.
But yeah, $100 for jeans when you're younger sounds
Because
Like,
they
I
only
don't-
fit for 6 months.
yeah, but I don't even buy that for myself now.
Right. Yeah,
The
even
shit
like
I asked
Levi's
for.
are like $90. It's like, okay, really? Okay. Like,
Yeah, like back then I'm like, none of my friends are wearing Gap, and now I'm like, all I wear is Gap or like something I bought on
Oh,
sale.
yeah.
I was a little bitch back then.
We all were. We all were very
I am
insecure.
now. So
30-year-old bitch.
yeah, First, I just want to go through some of these because they're insane. My now ex-husband used to give me photos of what he intended to get me.
That's
Oh, that's
crazy.
funny.
Can you imagine the confidence to just be like, yeah, I was going to get you this, ran out of time, and just give a photo, like never even follow up on it?
But that makes you feel like he's gonna actually get it for you. Like sometimes like they give you the
Yeah.
keychain for the car, like in a box. It's like,
Right.
we'll go outside.
Right.
And then it's not, that's insane.
I see why it says my now ex-husband is the one that gave.
Oh yeah,
Low.
now except I was gonna say like, did she give him the gift of the divorce papers?
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Wrapped
that was
up
the
in a
last,
bow.
That was the last straw. There's some good ones. There's some people that are ungrateful. This woman was like, all my mom got me was 2 pairs of pajama pants and 2 pairs of pajama tops. I'm like,
That's phenomenal.
your mom got
Yeah.
you 4 things. That's
That sounds nice.
like really
Over
nice.
25, getting any clothing is like ideal.
Yeah,
Because you have to buy the shit.
Right.
So like that's one less thing you have to buy.
100%.
And pajamas at 31 it seems amazing.
I'm getting
Yeah, that's
cozy in
exactly
that.
what you want.
Right.
Pajamas, like a gift card of some sort.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking for.
Who are
That's
these
almost-
people?
I don't know. Some people are mad. This one's so sad that I can't help but laugh. But she said, I got lingerie when I was 6 months postpartum and in the depths of PND.
Oh no. Wait, what's
What's
PMD?
I just assumed that was like some postpartum thing.
Oh,
Post depression.
PM.
Post something depression.
Postnatal depression.
I, don't know.
I
I love how
should
you
have
both
looked
are
that
looking
up,
at
but-
me. They're like, Tori, you're a woman. I'm like, I don't have a baby.
Hey,
Yeah, I don't
anyway, there's some good ones. Danny, you got a worst birthday gift you ever got?
I think one year my also now ex gave me one of the things like a Lowe's gift card. It was like $10.
A Lowe's gift card.
Like
oh,
to the home
what,
improvement.
how old were you?
Were y'all married or are you
This is-
dating at this point?
Bro, this is like 2.5. This is like 2 years ago.
So y'all were married.
Yeah, bro. Or like about to be.
A $10 Lowe's gift card?
Oh, that's a deal breaker.
It might have been like maybe 20, but it was no more than 20.
What was the thought process behind that?
Like, yo, nigga, go fix something in the house. It was like not. It
And
was
your
not,
gifts are good. I know you bought her like a Louis bag. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
you
she-
bought her? Wait, you bought her a Louis bag?
Yeah,
I
at one
needed you
point.
like 25 years ago when I was 13. No, not 25. Wait, hold on. I just made myself. I needed you when I was 13
oh yeah,
because you bought her the Louis
that,
bag.
that would be kind of fucked up if I bought a 13-year-old. But I,
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
no, I just,
not that kind of LA comic.
I mean, I got other. I know, right? Yeah, I'm one of the good ones. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But no, she gave me other good stuff too. Eventually, but
Yeah.
that was wild.
That's.
stuff.
Did you sit her down? How do you?
I just smiled it off, and I can't remember what else it was. It might have been something else I got too, but yeah,
That's
was-
tough. That's tough scenes.
I was just so confused. Like, what's
Especially
going on?
Lowe's. Like not even like a Nike gift card where it's like, okay, well at least I can use this for
Lowe's.
myself, but like, you know, Lowe's at like Home Depot.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant Lowe's movie theater.
No.
Oh.
Lowe's is like the like Home Depot.
You know what? Yeah,
like,
I know home that.
Yeah, like drywall. and
Oh, that's
shit.
pretty bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's even worse.
Were
can't
you
even-
into like fixing things?
not no more than the regular. You know, at that time, 28-year-old man living in Chicago
Oh
needs to
wow. Yeah. No, that's.
be. Like it wasn't this. Like it wasn't.
How far after did you break up?
2 years after. It wasn't immediate.
Oh, okay. It wasn't immediate.
No, I mean, it was like I'm pretty sure I got something else in that birthday too that might have made up for it. But like, why even include that into the thing?
$10. I think she must have like won some raffle or something.
Let
and
me just throw
then-
this in there.
And then was just like, all right, she must have like got it somewhere else or
Work or
at
something?
work
Yeah.
or someone gave it to her.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's tough. My wife I had one of my birthday. I almost said I had a birthday over the pandemic, as if the pandemic wasn't 3 years long.
6 months. You from Florida?
Yeah, really. That's where I was posted up. But we were eating like there was nothing to do other than like go on walks and like our high school in our neighborhood's track was open. So like
Were y'all here or?
yeah, I was
Okay.
out in LA, and so like all we're doing is like track workouts and walks, and like we're gonna eat super healthy. So that's like what we had been doing, and I was like, man, I've just been craving like a Five Guys burger, just like greasy. Like that's all I want. And like I wasn't even saying this in a way of like hinting she should get it. It was just like whatever on my mind. I was craving it like that whole week. And it was my birthday. And she's like, hey, so I know you said you've been really craving Five Guys. So I made us some organic turkey burgers with some like organic seasoned fries. I'm like, so that's obviously worse than
so
just
not Five Guys.
Yeah, so not
Five Guys.
And
the opposite of Five Guys.
yeah, it was almost like I would have rather you just made me a salad than it was just like here's a
fair.
reminder of what you're not getting. Which Lucy, I love you.
Nah, it's just telling your truth, dog.
But
Saying your truth.
As if I didn't.
It was shit. It was disgusting.
As if I didn't sheepishly run this by her before I talked about it on the podcast. So I was thinking today, maybe I remember that time you got me that gift that I loved. And, it was good.
I just need, Danny's, he forces me to say stuff that I don't want to say. So
and he hates women. He's trying to get me to. Yeah, I'm just trying to relate to him. Exactly.
All right, sorry, enough of us.
Cool. Let's get to our favorite segment, Save the Date, where we give dates from your life and we talk about it. So the first one is February 1st, 2019. Any guesses?
Wait, February 1st, 2019.
Yeah. Solid 3.5 years ago.
Sure.
4.5 years.
It was, wait, can you give me a guess? February.
It was, I'll just let you know, it was the first episode of Got It From My Momma, your podcast.
Oh,
with your mom.
wow.
Damn.
I'm going back to that. Yeah. That was
Which is, I think it's interesting because a lot of people like think like, oh, my group of friends is the funniest. My family's like the funny. Oh, this, that, and the other. But like your mom actually is.
Yeah.
She is a character. Like she's wild.
What's her background? Is she just like was she a house mom or she worked?
No.
She trained like ice.
Yeah.
Figure skaters, right?
Yeah, my mom used to be first like a figure skating choreographer.
Okay.
And so growing up, my mom would like, be on the ice, like teaching people dance, like choreographing their pieces.
Yeah.
But then like afterwards, she would have them come to our house in the basement and she would do these like routines and I would like kind of join. And then after that, when we moved to the city, my mom started teaching like fitness classes. And so I think that's where she kind of gets like being an extrovert, like just very loud and like, I don't know, she's like Jane Fonda.
Yeah,
I don't,
Yeah, but she very naturally, like, I know you went to UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade, for all you non-comedy people and improv institution, but like she's very naturally like yes and as well.
She's so funny.
Yeah.
Like my mom, the thing about my mom is like with our podcast, I'm the straight person. I just provide her the information. But then like all the episodes, she'd be like, you didn't talk. I'm like, you take up the whole episode. She's like, I mean, do you even want to do this? I'm like, sometimes I just leave to go to the bathroom and I'm like, you stay on. Most people be like, I don't know what to say. My mom, I come back, she's like, okay, so another show I think everyone should watch. And she does like shout outs a lot. Like a mom.
She's like shout out Diva Curl.
No, like people that like talk to her on Instagram that she's met through the podcast.
Like, what up, homies?
Yeah, she'd be like, Linda, oh my God, like I've been watching that show you told me to watch. Oh my God. And Susan in Ireland, I hope to come. I don't think I'm gonna come, but I'm not a good flyer. So like
I'm not a good flyer is such like a mom. That's what I imagine every New York mom is either in private jets or I'm not a good flyer.
Yeah, like that's why I haven't traveled in 20 years, but I'll do it. So yeah, my mom has like all these friends that she's made from the podcast. We started the podcast because I was making these like videos on my Instagram just asking her like dating questions. Like,
were you you were in New York?
I was living in New York,
okay.
Yeah. And then I went through this like really bad breakup where this guy,
fuck that skateboarder.
He was a skateboarder, yeah. He just like dumped me out of nowhere. I mean, I guess that's what you do with a breakup.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, when you're on
Hey, 5 weeks from now, I got some bad news.
2 week notice.
Yeah. I mean
2 weeks notice on a relationship is wild. Like,
I mean, wait, who's had a 2 week notice?
Nobody.
I was like,
if it was like a work thing where you're like, I'm just letting you know I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice.
I think you sometimes
going to cheat on you in 3 weeks.
I'll still take you to brunch this weekend, but then I'm kind of gonna.
Yeah, but that's like, I don't know. It's weird. So he like broke up with me and we were about to move in together.
Oh, damn.
But I'm glad I didn't. But so anyway, my mom was during the time was like just kind of roasting him and saying like the funniest shit. And she was like, because he lived in Chinatown and my mom was like, you would have not liked it there, that 7th floor walk up. And I was like, it was on the 3rd floor. She's like, fuck him, whoever cares. And then like at one point she was like she was gonna like write a letter to him. Like, you ever have that like crazy friend that's like a ride or die? Like that's my mom. Yeah. So
she's ready to like burn down the house.
Right. It was like,
you're supposed to tell me that there's like plenty of other fish in the sea.
Oh, no. She like still talks about him to this day. And So yeah, we started this podcast because of that. And then I was like dating a lot. So I would just like tell her about my dates.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
I feel
that's
like
what it
you
was.
and your mom have a relationship. Every child would either is either dying to have or is mortified to have, because you guys are just like
So close.
like tell each other everything.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes the podcast so great is like you don't censor yourself.
How many siblings do you have?
Just one other one.
Okay.
She's older.
You're close in age or no?
Well, she's 4 years older than me.
Okay.
Yeah. But she doesn't like, we kind of talk about her on the pod. I feel like our podcast is kind of like, I say it's like the New York Jewish version of like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Because like we've kind of developed like this is what's going on, and people like to like just listen kind of. And like we'll like kind of make fun of my sister because my sister's like the opposite of me and my mom. She's like very quiet and like you can't really like
Courtney.
hear. Yeah, she's like she is kind of like Courtney because she's kind of like a bitch.
Danny, look at that little reference.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
good.
cheers, my bad.
So yeah, I don't know. We just kind of talk shit about my sister.
Nice.
And then my mom afterwards will be like, wait, you have to delete that. And I'm like, well, why did you say it on the podcast? She's like, you know me, I black out when I'm on there.
She's like, I can't. You can't hold me reliable. I did not have.
No, she
relations
literally,
with
yeah. Every episode, she tells me, she's like, talk shit about someone I told her not to talk about.
Can't say that.
So yeah, she's unhinged on there.
Yeah, I feel like older people need to have more podcasts because I mean they would get in trouble because of the shit they would say.
Yeah.
But the crazy things older people say that we just like either are too scared to say or don't have enough wisdom to even talk about is like hilarious to me at least.
I was from what I've listened to the podcast, like your mom, she's like just enough of that generation where she kind of does say something where you're like,
yeah,
what are you talking about? But then it's just so funny that you roll with it. Like I think she was referencing how like you were talking about your parents being together and you're like, you guys were just always in love. And she's like, no, the first 10 years were horrible. I would take you guys in the middle of the night and go to my dad's house.
She's just so honest. Yeah, she's like, it was horrible. And then, but the best is my dad's sitting like right there with headphones on, listening to something on his like iPad about dentistry. My mom's like, the first 10 years were horrible, but now he's my soulmate. I'm like, all right, after 49 years, I'm glad that like
it worked
took
out.
you that long.
Well, that's what's funny too, because then she make comments like, but that's the thing about marriages. It's a lot of work and nobody wants to work these days. I'm like, what? Okay, don't
yeah, no, she's just, her dating advice is like all over the place. She'll be like, oh my God, like, let's talk about. So this is like a perfect example. Like my mom, so my boyfriend came, I think it was like the third time he visited New York. And I don't know if it's a guy thing or just my boyfriend. Well, he'll say things and I don't think he realizes like the consequences of like what he's saying.
Yeah.
So we're like a year and a half in, he starts talking about like his ideal wedding and how he'll want it in Hawaii and like, and like, yeah, my mom, and he'll be like, oh, and Lulu, like, you'll come, and like, it'll be small. And then they're talking about like the flowers they want. And I'm just sitting there, but I know my boyfriend is just like kind of saying this because this is just who he is. He's just like dreaming out loud.
Right.
And my mom
is like, oh, he has a ring.
Oh my God, afterwards, she's like, Tori, does he have the ring? And I'm like, no, like he was just talking. She's like, I don't know. So then like the whole trip, I'm like, he's cooking, and my mom's like, Frank, like she's just like, I'm like, no. I think like, I don't know. I think that's just a mother of a 30-year-old too.
Yeah, that too, right? Yeah,
she's just excited.
Yeah,
a Southern or like that. Yeah,
she's just excited. I think
that's
awesome. Fun. Shout out Lulu. We love Lulu on that. We should have her on the podcast sometime. Honestly,
if she comes,
whenever she's back in LA.
Yeah,
I'd love that. All right, next date here. This one is a more obscure one, but this is January 29th, 2022. We got a lot of recent dates.
January?
It is social media related.
Okay, January 29th, 20. Okay, so that's, okay. Wait, that wasn't, no, I didn't go to Europe. So that was around last New Year's.
Yeah.
But something happened?
This is,
I always feel like nothing happens in my life. So I'm
this is why this is more obscure, but this is a social media post. You do some man on the street interviews. I'll start this by saying, when I think of someone who is caring, is the flag bearer for millennials, Tori Piskin. You are ride or die millennial, proud of it, proud of millennial culture. So you made these like man on the street type videos talking to Gen Z kids.
Oh yeah.
Showing them pictures of like iconic millennial moments.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
And it's like this one was specifically like that time Madonna and Britney Spears kissed, right? Is that what it was? And you like covered the face like, who is this? And then you're like saying the names of like Madonna titled songs, like a Virgin. They're like, I don't know who sings that.
Yeah, no, they didn't know who it was.
Do you feel like you know shit from the older generation?
No.
Just blew up his point. Blew up his point.
No, I don't feel like that at all.
Okay, good.
You feel like you know more about the older generation than kids do about our generation?
I kind of feel like I did. But also,
because you're older than them.
I think it's how you're. I think it's how you're raised.
Right, because
like
also my mom is young. So my mom is just now 53.
Wow.
Flex.
So like her,
Jealous.
like she was damn near the next. I mean, she was young as shit. So
Yeah.
we didn't have a lot of money at times. So, but she was damn near the next generation because
she just whispering out some trauma.
He's
I
like,
know, right?
I didn't have food, but it was cool. I didn't have here.
I got my first bed in my college dorm room. So.
no, it wasn't. We weren't that fucked up. But she, I feel like always had a younger spirit than she was.
Right.
So I feel like I knew stuff because of her, and I was the second oldest, so I had a older. But I feel like kids these days, shout out to Sam,
shout out my merch line,
just don't know anything like from 5 years ago.
That's true. I had, when I was doing this series, I was doing it in New York, and I asked people what was the definition, what did TRL mean?
Yeah.
And this one girl, this is when I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking old. She was like, oh my God, like I know it because like my dad always talks about how he used to love the show. And I was like, wait. So the dad's probably like at least like maybe 40,
right.
like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like 40 something. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so old.
Because even us being the same age-ish, we were kind of young for TRL, I feel like.
I feel, were we?
Cause we were like in middle school, elementary school when it was out.
I don't know. I was watching a lot of it.
Yeah, he grew up Amish, so he didn't have.
You grew up Amish?
Not actually.
Did you not have
so
did you not have a TV?
People will.
Yeah, pretty much.
We just didn't have cable. So I just had.
So what'd you do with the TV? Just DVD?
Well, like you got like your base. Like we didn't have
Amish.
we didn't have Disney Channel and MTV and all that, but we had like ABC, like the main network. So I could watch
churning butter, pretty much.
I could watch like The Simpsons. I could watch sports
by candles.
Right.
In the candlelight.
Did you guys do really good braids with your sister's hair? I feel like that's a definition when you're Amish.
The homeschool kid braids. Really? Want to know what's so funny?
You're like, that bitch is a really good French braid.
People. What's so funny about this is Danny will be like, yeah, he grew up Amish, and the guests, you give off Amish vibes. Like, oh, he grew up Mormon. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, he grew up in a cult. Oh, you did. People just, I don't know what it is about me.
Well, also, I think it's just comedy brings people from.
Right.
You have to have an odd background to do stand-up, be in comedy.
Yeah. I know. That's why I actually feel, because obviously every family has stuff that's like not perfect, but like, I probably had like out of all the comedians are like, yeah, let's share our like childhood trauma, and mine was like,
you didn't
my
have
basketball
Disney.
coach didn't play me as much.
You couldn't watch Maury Povich.
Right.
Yeah. No, we had Maury. That's
you did.
That was on Channel 8. I like that you don't understand the difference between basic cable and cable.
No, I don't understand. I had no rules though, like with TV. Like
you do whatever you wanted to.
Just like whatever I want. I think because my sister was a famous ballerina,
right.
And my parents just didn't care what I was doing because I was dyslexic, so they were just happy. I was like. They just like wanted me to be happy about something.
Like she knew which one the power button was.
Yeah, exactly. So they just like let me do whatever. I was watching Sex in the City, like so young.
Yeah.
Just no rules.
That sounds how my wife grew up, in the sense that like all the kids in first grade would be like, "Did you watch the latest Boy Meets World?" And she's like, "No, but I was watching Sex in the City, and I was watching Friends, and and it's just all those like adult shows."
Yeah, I was just watching that.
So New York City.
Did your wife grow up in New York?
No,
oh.
She didn't, but. I feel like that's just what people would stereotype New York City. Like there's no rules. You do whatever you want.
There goes Sam stereotyping people again.
Yeah. As you're drinking your watermelon.
Yeah,
flavored.
Exactly. Yeah. Sam walked in the studio. Like, "Bro, you thirsty?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I got something special for you. I picked it out for you. Watermelon flavored of the drink." It's kind of like racist. Like
wrong face I made. I thought I was like, what? I was like, ooh, that sounds tasty. And then you were like, I was like, oh, no.
Okay, first off.
That'd be like if you came in with like matzo tasting for me, like matzo seltzer.
Okay, first off, people, we should know by now, I did not come in saying this to Danny. But
it's your word against mine, brother. I don't know what to tell you.
Black man. Okay.
Sorry. You can do another date. Or sorry, I didn't mean to put racism back on you like I typically do.
That's your favorite thing to do, and don't you forget about it.
Randomly, sorry. Tell me the story about Wildin' Out. I saw that. That was super funny.
Oh yeah, that was fun. So I don't know
if
what
this
year
one
it
of the
was.
dates or-
It was like
Oh, you don't know that. We don't need the date for this.
Oh, okay.
If
It
you
was
know
like-
that's great, but this isn't.
It was like 6-7 years ago, right?
maybe 5 because
Okay.
I was working at this company as a video editor. I like just got hired. It was this like all female digital media company where like no one wore bras and like the harder the nipple, like the more raise you would get.
Dude, he's about to spit take. Why did that?
Because that's such a specific, real thing, and no one wear it like. Because it's like I can just envision just loose breasts, but like not in a sexual. Just like I can just.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like I'm like you
What's
know.
wrong
It's a
with you,
new
bro?
thing. It's
No,
a
like
new thing.
yeah, like I mean,
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss kind of energy.
what gaslight? Yeah, gaslighting.
gatekeep,
Yeah,
girl boss.
yeah.
Oh,
And then what was the other one? Keep what? What was the key thing?
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
Gatekeep. But what part do you? What part?
That's like that. Have you heard that?
I've never heard of.
I'm fine.
I like.
You've never heard? Okay,
Not-
y'all. Because this is how y'all are millennials. That's like the Gen Z. Like you got to gaslight, you got to gatekeep, you got to girl boss.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what. And then hard nipples. No bra.
Yeah,
Okay?
that is funny as hell.
Okay, so you're working there, and how'd that lead to?
So I was working there. I just started, but obviously I was still doing stand up at night. And my friend had posted the audition to send your stuff in for Wilding Out. So I sent it in. I didn't think I was gonna be.
First off, the
yeah.
fact that you're like wilding out when the
The
show's
G?
called Wilding Out.
No G. Go ahead.
Wild
White
out.
people are either saying the hard R or the hard G. Wilding out.
So I just was like, my thing wasn't to be on the show. I was like, I just want to be in front of like MTV casting directors. I was like,
Yeah,
they'll
smart.
see me. They're gonna be like, oh, you're so good for something.
Her and her mom need a show.
Yeah, no, but what was that popular Girl Code? Girl Code was
Yeah,
really
yeah. Oh,
popular.
yeah,
So I
of
was
the
like, they're
era.
gonna see me and they're gonna be like, oh no, she's perfect for Girl Code. So I auditioned, just sent a self-tape, and then they were like, oh, we really like you. Can you send something else? But now we need you to rap. And I was like, oh my, I've never rapped in my entire life. So I asked my friend to help me, but I just remember in the self-tape putting so much like energy in. I think that's what they kind of like.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, congratulations. You made it to like the next round of auditions. And this one's a live audition. And I was like, what? And I just thought when they meant live, I was like, oh my God, like every casting director of MTV is going to be in this like, white room. And they're like, there's this new thing we're doing with Wilding Out where in between episodes, we're having a competition to be on the show, to be the next contestant.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, okay, like I guess so. But they were filming like in the middle of the day, and I like go up to and I was like, I don't know what to say to my boss, like,
Right.
because I need the job.
Corporate job.
Yeah, it was a corporate job, like even though nipples or whatever. So, and I go up to her and I think I said, now looking back, I'm like, why do you even fucking care? And I was like, so I know I just started working here, but I just got this odd thing to be like on an MTV show. And she was like, okay, like she didn't give a fuck.
Right.
And I was like, but I really want this job and I really love working here. In my head, I'm just like, if I get this, I'm fucking out, you know? So I go audition and it was a live audience and it was like at where TRL was.
Okay.
You overlook Times Square.
Yeah.
And these other two guys who were actual battle rappers kept being like in the green room, like, listen, like I like you now, but like when we get out there, like,
They're auditioning too.
yeah, they were like, we're all in competition.
Yeah, and so they're used to that world where they're all friends, but as soon as you start
Yeah.
battle rapping, you're saying like it's like a roast battle comedy. You're just saying the most heinous
Yeah.
stuff to like get at them. Yeah.
But the thing is, we weren't even battling each other. We were just we were rapping a
Yeah.
diss to Nick Cannon, who's sitting in a throne.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's sitting in a
As
throne.
Nick Cannon does.
I mean, makes sense.
In the turban.
Yeah,
Randomly.
He didn't have a turban back then. He was sitting in the throne, and
He
the
only had
other.
17 kids then. And
Yeah, right.
25
Yeah, no, the
years
kids
now.
thing wasn't like popular yet. So he's sitting in the throne, and his like other cast mates are next to him, or like cast members, and these other two guys who had been like, yeah, I'm gonna do like so well out there. And by the way, I had done a mic test, and the other ones were like, I'm not doing that. So because I needed to say my rap because I've never fucking rapped before on
Right.
live TV, so I didn't even say it. I was humming it, so I was like, and all the camera guys were just like laughing. But in my head, I'm like, well, like I want to be prepared. So when I get out there, the other two guys who had been like talking shit basically got so nervous.
They froze up.
They froze. They could not get their words out.
Damn.
And I was like, this is it. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Like, the lights were shining. Like, the crowd was, saying.
Yeah.
And I came up with some rap. I don't know what I said. And then they were like, Tori, you won. I was like, oh, fuck.
That's amazing.
But then it was like another round. And that one was more like comedy based. And again, I was just like winning like all these little competitions. And then it was between me and this other girl to like see who was going to be the winner. And I remember looking in the mirror beforehand in the bathroom being like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I went from having a day job, now I'm going to be on Wilding Out, now I'm going to be a cast member. And then this girl like just totally did much better than me because she was like an actual rapper.
Yeah.
Because like when I ended it, then she would come in and they're like, okay, Tori, your turn. And I'm like, oh, I didn't like prepare. I didn't know how to like freestyle on the spot.
Oh.
So she would just like come, like she was so good. And then she won.
Bodying you, just like,
just like,
stop,
it was
already dead.
yeah, just like taking, it was just bad. I mean, it was fun, but then the worst was the next fucking day. I had to go back to my day job and edit videos about
nothing
girls
happened.
putting coconut oil on their body.
Oh my
And I'm like, this is like,
Calm
this
down, Danny.
is horrible.
I know, right?
No, it wasn't like
Let me see it.
sexy. It was like,
Danny's like, how do you get this job?
That's a dumb
I'll
idea.
move to New York.
I was looking at the video, and I don't know if you remember who the guys were, but you know 85 South?
Yeah.
So the episode she did, these two guys that I saw from your YouTube, it was Carlos Miller was one of them, and then the other dude, Chico Bean.
yeah, Chico.
Yeah, and they're like big
Now they
yeah.
were like the popular ones on that show, but now
Yeah.
they're like they're
They have a Netflix
huge.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I could say I battle. They were like on my side. Yeah, I came up. Fuck, I wish I could remember. It was like something Chico Bean.
Yeah.
And I was doing this like very like I'm a cute girl, but I know that I look silly. Like dance move.
Yeah.
I was just going for like
I like
I'm
how
a
yours was
stupid
straight
white
on
girl.
Broadway. Like,
Yeah,
I don't want
should've-
a key change no more.
I should have brought my tap shoes.
Right. Wild and out.
That is
The
hilarious.
WB, that's funny.
I feel like that's what's crazy about, I mean, pursuing anything in comedy or show business or whatever is so insane because there's so many moments where you're like, and this is where I'm going to quit my day job.
Yeah.
And looking back, you're like, oh, even if I would have won, there's like 20 more levels that you gotta like go
Right.
past or like,
Yeah.
the first time, like for those of you unfamiliar with the stand-up comedy scene, the Laugh Factory, the Hollywood Improv, or the Comedy Store, they have like audition open mics where if you get to go up, the bookers, they're watching you. You get to do 2 or 3 minutes. And if you do well, maybe you get a callback, whatever. I'm like 5 months into comedy. I go to the Laugh Factory one and I do it. And like it goes in like way better than it should have gone. Like I absolutely crush. And so I get called back and I'm like, I just got this call back. I'm only 5 months in. I'm about to do this. And then they're going to be booking me on every, like I just thought like that's how it works. Where it's like, looking back now, it's like there's like you have to get like 7 callbacks before they maybe even give you a fresh face, and then even if they give you a fresh face, they might anyway. So then I go back, and I was 5 months into comedy, so I did my best 3 minutes,
Right.
and then I had to do 3 more minutes, and I'm like, oh,
3 minutes.
I don't really have that, and then but I was legitimately like, I'm about to quit my teaching job, and then even if you get past at the Laugh Factory, it's like, oh, here's $20 for doing the show.
Because the thing about that too. The thing about stand up is like there's so many nights where we do stuff where it's 10 people in a room, 20 people in a room, just like in dungeons somewhere that we don't really talk about or post or whatever. So when we do finally pop, it seems like it's an overnight thing.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Where's it coming from? It's like, bro, you were not there when I was driving an hour for $50 or $20 or for no money.
Yeah.
Or 2 hours for no money or sitting in line outside
like
of a club.
performing at hostels.
Yeah.
I used to like run this hostel show in New York, and I didn't think it was like gonna be my break, but I was like, this is genius. And then I was just performing for like a year for people that didn't speak English.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I spoke another language. It was, I was just,
international.
Yeah, but you know, all those little moments still add up to the big moment, right, guys?
Exactly.
We're
here now.
Network stars. If Danny doesn't get me canceled first. All right, let's get you our final date. I accidentally swiped out of my notes like a moron. Here we go. Real professional operation.
Is that Tinder? What do you?
No, I've never been on a dating app in my entire life. Thank you.
Don't get him in trouble.
I'm trying to get caught up.
Okay.
We need a little drama. We need like the Vanderpump drama in our podcast.
We need the Vanderpump drama.
I love that.
Do you watch Vanderpump Rules?
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh, so stupid.
Can you give us like a 2-minute thing?
A guy cheated on his wife with her best
the
friend.
drama.
And then
Yeah, so it's a show that's been on for like 13 years. They're all waiters. They all slept with each other. It's very strange. And one of the guys has been dating this girl for 9 years. They never got married. She never wanted to. And their good friend, Raquel, who's like this beauty pageant, deer in the headlights looking girl who might have like, they think a social problem or she's just like evil because she looks like she has no emotions.
Nice.
She had an affair with the guy who's with the girl for 10 years and they all are like best friends.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be like, I'm trying to think in like Friends terms. It'd be like, give me like a Friends couple.
On the show, I never watched Friends.
Do you know Friends?
But it would basically be like if Joey like hooked up with Monica.
No, but Joey had to be dating someone for like.
Okay, sure.
All right, fine.
It'd be like if Ross and
all right,
Monica
fine. That's a bad.
But anyways, yeah. But it's basically just like if. Whatever.
Yeah.
If you got betrayed by a best friend.
I've never watched Friends. I'm black. I've never watched Friends.
But the girl now.
Like Friends?
Black. Ooh. That like Friends?
Candace
Owens. That's crazy. I'm sure she loves Friends. Oh my God. Okay, that's fine.
Oh no, I was gonna say the girl who got cheated on, Ariana. Her career is like taking off.
Oh, really?
She's on
Big
Dancing
CNN.
with the Stars. She was on Good Morning America. Like she's like really like taking off. Her career has just gone from not like reality. She's like a big, and he is just doing like cover band songs, shirtless, and the other girl is in a mental institution, we think.
That got cheated on?
No, the one who was the girl who initiated the affair.
She got what she was coming.
And this is always happening on the TV show?
I like how technical.
airing?
The affair initiator.
Yeah.
Is now in a mental
Scientific.
institution.
The deer in the headlights girl.
All right, let me hit you with this last date that we have, November 8th, 2022. Right,
No.
Another recent one.
November 8th. Oh, was it my special?
Yes,
Yeah,
your
okay, yeah.
special, the prettiest. Look at you. You said you weren't going to remember. So the prettiest girl at the Learning Disabled School. It was a half hour
Yeah.
special at the New York Comedy Festival.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about that. So I know you've referenced this. Your sister was like a very accomplished ballerina. I mean, that's the thing about being in New York. It's like if you're good at stuff, it's like, oh well, this is like what is it like the New York City Ballet?
Especially the arts.
Yeah, like now you are actually performing at Opera House or whatever it is.
Yeah,
like,
in the
doing
Lincoln
big-
Center. She's at Lincoln Center.
Which I mean, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So I know you were on Long Island and moved into Manhattan, so she could go to like the performing arts school.
Yeah.
And then you went to like a learning disabled school, right? Because
Right.
you had such severe dyslexia.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's a little opposite. So we were both special for different reasons.
right.
Yeah.
So what like? Because when people hear like a learning disabled high school, like they think of was it for high school? It was like
It was from I went in 5th grade, but it's from 1st grade to 12th grade.
So it's like so people have so many, I'm sure, like preconceived notions of that. Like what is that school? What is that like?
It was fucking nuts. I mean,
How long did you go for?
from 5th grade to 12th grade, they didn't let me leave. They literally wouldn't let me leave.
Oh
So
my God.
I mean, I'm like, it's funny because I started to like write more like longer essays about my experience, and just this school was, because I've always known I was dyslexic, and my mama told me this school was she said it was the Harvard of learning disabled schools. So I thought,
Crazy.
That's such a mom thing to say
Yeah.
to you, by the way. She's like, honey, you're the best disabled person.
yeah, but my mind didn't think that. So I knew Harvard. So I was like, fuck, I'm going to like a school like Harvard. I like kind of just like let go of the disabled.
X-Men,
I just like ignored the disability part. I was like, I'm going to Harvard. I'm going to school like Harvard, and it's in Manhattan, and I'm like fucking cool. And then I got there, and yes, the kids had like dyslexia, but also it was a lot of kids with like behavioral issues, because my dyslexia was so severe that it comes with sometimes a lot of other things, like
frustration.
you have social behavioral issues or ADHD, and you're bouncing off the wall. So when I got there, I was like, oh my God, like no one is like Harvard. Do you know what I mean? Like these are not Harvard people.
Yeah.
But also like I wasn't Harvard because they wouldn't let me leave. The school was just very strange, and there was
did you
girls.
have like? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, what were you gonna ask?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you were your friend groups where the
Yeah,
people date at this school, or
activities?
Was it one of those things where you went to school and then all your friends were from like?
No. I just so my friends. So every year there'd be a normal girl, and then by the end of the year somehow she would get to leave, and then I would have to stay. So the other girls were girls that would bite their hair. Think of Angelina Jolie. Think of Angelina Jolie's character in Girl Interrupted, but not sexy and hissing. That's how she says no.
Unironically wearing cat ears and a tail. And
yeah, exactly. And or I don't know, they would be pathological liars. This girl told me she had had a horse, and I believed her. And then she told me she shot the horse. It was just, it felt like I was in a jail, but a jail that was in Murray Hill, a really nice area in New York.
How could you not write a comedy special about it? At that point?
But and then I say that in the special I talk about how James Gandolfini came to our school.
I'm sorry, who's that?
The guy from Sopranos.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So he came because he had dyslexia, and he was there to inspire us.
Right.
And he was at this point, Sopranos had just ended, so he was at the top of his game. And I think we were in 7th grade, and he's in a room full of 200, the whole school.
Right.
And he's before acting, school was hard, it was tough. But then I found acting, and I realized, you don't really need school.
Just don't agree. That's
kids.
my favorite thing when famous musicians, athletes, actors, they're
yeah,
hey, you don't really need this. It's sir, ma'am, you won the lottery.
right.
You didn't get a job. It's
right.
Oh, you don't need school because if you learn how to code. No, it's just they're just make your TikToks.
Audition.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
No, yeah. And we were
screaming.
and then
We were screaming.
we were just so happy. I was fuck, I don't need school. This is crazy. And then another time we had a break dancer come in with no legs. We just had a lot of
Danny,
different
calm down.
Hey, you were about to laugh.
No,
That's
I
crazy.
was not.
That's
Calm
fucked
down.
up. Where you laughed off camera?
Oh wait, sorry. But I mean,
Wait, hold
no.
on. That's not fair because he edits the camera cuts on this, so now he's gonna edit some later moment of my face.
No,
Make
I
it look
looked
way
over. You were
worse.
getting weak. But go ahead, finish, Tori. Sorry.
No, I don't.
breakdance
He's
with no
a
legs.
reality show. He's editing it like how they do on reality shows.
Oh, him? Yes,
Yeah.
he's gonna make me look way worse. Yeah.
He's gonna. No, it's not. Well, here's the thing. I don't want to make fun of. It's not. I'm not making fun of people that have no legs.
I'm not either.
What I'm saying
with
is
you.
funny is that they were claiming that their disability is just like us, and we should be motivated by this guy breakdancing because we can't read.
Danny, calm
good.
down. Danny needs a moment, dude. Have some decorum. Are you leaving that in?
Oh, okay, go ahead.
And you're just we're not the same, dog.
Yeah, and I kept being what? And the teachers were very no, you're similar. If he can do it, you can do it. I was
Yeah.
do what? Open a book? I didn't understand.
Right. But that's actually, honestly, unproblematic of you because I think that's you recognizing you're well, yes, dyslexia is tough and there's
Yeah.
moments where people don't realize how it can
Yeah.
be cause some hurdles, but overall you're I still can move about my house freely. I can
100%.
drive all these
Right.
things. So you're recognizing
I felt like
okay,
they were
this
just
isn't as
The privilege of it.
Yeah, I felt like they were just telling me I'm as disabled as this guy, which okay, or my mom, the fact he doesn't have legs but he's skateboarding is the fact that I'm dyslexic but I still can read. Do you know what I mean? Which was
Okay, Danny, for those Danny just got up and left.
Danny, I'm so glad I mean, should we look up what this guy's name was?
Bro, Danny, this is why you need to watch on YouTube. Danny just got up and has to wipe snot out of his nose.
Is this the first time he's gotten up from?
Sorry, he has never acted like this in a podcast episode.
Are you high? He was on his.
Danny's not on mic, but he's losing
Wait,
it on
what
the
do you mean? What was
he's
so
losing it on
funny?
the skateboarding part. And Danny is a bad person.
Did he
He's
bring-
laughing at the skateboarding part.
I'm
Bro,
not.
the,
I'm so-
the tears
I
under your
literally-
eyes.
I mean, this is the fact. I made you cry. Is I feel so I feel like I really am a comic then.
That's the
Sorry,
funniest-
can I tell you? Usually it's me creeping the guests out, and Danny just very cool guy. Yeah, thanks for being here. I've never,
Bruh.
in the words of John Walter Bradley Beal, I ain't never ever seen you do that before.
I'm over here sweating, crying.
I'm so. I feel like I just did
I was-
a comedy show.
I was trying to stop myself.
Bro, you got up to wipe your nose and face.
But
But you have questions about the disabled school.
and then we got to, before this goes off the rails, we got to wrap soon, but go for it.
yes, I just wanted to know, like, from an activity standpoint,
Okay.
where you got, like, whether it's sports, because like some of the, like Sam was homeschooled.
Okay.
Only for till first grade.
Yeah, but sometimes when kids are homeschooled, even those years, you can't. I mean, you can do stuff in the neighborhood, of course.
Yeah.
But like, how does that work? Do you still, run track or play
I think
basketball?
what you're asking is like,
Is there a cheerleading team?
respectfully, how standard of a school is it? Is it just like every other school?
It's just like every other school, but like everything. So like everyone in New York City knew about our school. So everyone was like, oh my God, you're playing against Churchill.
Okay,
You're playing against that school.
right.
Okay. And they would know that, like, I mean, we're not known for, we were amazing at art because people that have learning disabilities are good at art.
Yeah.
But I mean, on the sorry, I cursed.
Okay,
On
you're fine.
the basketball court, like, we're not good at it. And we had this cheer.
On the basketball court, we are not good at it.
Yeah, we had this cheer. It would be LD because that's short for learning disability. So we just go when the other teams would be, go LD.
And that's
Oh
it,
my
just stomping
God.
and shouting
That was
out.
just it.
Spelling it.
I like how proud you are of that cheer.
Well, I think the
Hey, name it
school.
and claim it, baby.
What'd you say?
Name it and claim it.
I mean, listen. So my special is coming out September 5th.
Yeah, hey, plug everything
Yeah.
you want to plug.
So it's coming out September 5th. So follow me on Instagram. But
Prettiest girl at the learning disabled school.
it will be prettiest girl at the special school because I had to shorten it
Yeah.
because of text.
And release it on YouTube, on a platform, on what is
I'm gonna release it on 800-pound gorillas.
Oh,
YouTube
nice.
channel. Yeah.
She said, no, this ain't indie. This is backed. Backed, brother.
But it's funny because I like talk so much about Churchill, and then I said to my friend, I was like, "Am I gonna get sued by them?" Because I say their name.
Oh.
Just throw in allegedly in there.
mean,
a lot.
I don't. I just, and at the end I say, "Thank you, Churchill School and Center."
And center, to be specific.
That's what it was called.
I think in general, I think if you're talking about your experience in a way that most of comedy is, it's funny, but it's also like reflective, and it's typically like at
Right.
the end thing is a positive. So I doubt, unless you're just like shitting on the school.
And
Yeah.
And even if they're gonna be like proud, they're gonna be like, look,
right, you're gonna be the next person to go back.
we didn't even think she'd be able to skateboard, and now
Yeah,
she's able to.
exactly.
And now she's able to.
Yeah, we knew
release a comedy
Tori.
special.
Exactly. I'm just hoping like other kids see it that go to that school that feel like,
Right.
oh my God, I feel different, or because that's how I kind of felt when I was there. Because I was like, I know I'm like weird, but like I just felt like they were like making me out to be something I knew I like
Right.
wasn't.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I was just like, yeah.
I feel that. Anything else you'd like to plug? Where can they find you?
So yeah, you can find me on social, every TikTok, Instagram, all my name, Tori Piskin. And I said my special's coming out September 5th. I also have some like tour dates coming up in September and October, which I'll be at Mic Drop. Have you guys ever been there?
I've heard of it.
In San Diego?
I'm gonna be featuring for a headliner down there.
Yeah.
Soon, but yeah.
So I'm doing that. And then obviously my podcast, Got It From My Mama.
Yeah, check it out.
Where you
Check it.
can-
Listen to Lulu go crazy on him.
I mean, it's just Lulu's episode. Honestly, the podcast should just be my mom's episode. Should just be her podcast.
Yeah,
I love it.
She is. I'm just like the chill co-host.
Nice.
I respect
That's
that.
exciting.
Thank
Thank you for coming. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks
Oh
for
my
doing
God,
this. This
of
was so much
course.
fun.
This
Thanks
is
for
so
making
fun.
Danny just have
First-
snot and tears
I feel
streaming
like-
out of
This
his
is so
face.
quick.
Was it 50 minutes?
It was good. It was a good little.
No, I loved it.
It was a good little
Other
47
stuff
minutes.
other stuff you want to talk about?
Oh no.
She's like, this is so quick. I'm glad I don't have to be around with you, loser.
No, this
don't have
is
to.
fun. I'm having fun.
Good.
Do I have anything else to say?
Perfect. Well, when you run out of things to say, get Lulu on the phone. Me and you.
All right.
Always ready.
What a funny episode.
Wow, if I could only listen to one podcast for the rest of my life, it'd be this one because of interviews like that.
Literally, I've never ever walked off set almost twice. 1.5
I
times.
was actually surprised. This man got up. I thought you were just gonna get up and like do the pretend walk out the door. You walked behind. You had to grab clean.
I had to get myself together, bro. Because it was
sometimes
just
when you're not supposed to be laughing at certain subjects, and then you think about how you're not
Yes.
supposed to laugh.
Because the thing, honestly, bro, look, if you're not watching this right now, pause it and watch, because you'll see
On YouTube.
on YouTube Callbacks pod. That's how I grew up. Like our family, like when there was something that was not supposed to be laughed at, especially like our cousins and stuff. Like your mom's mad, she's cussing out somebody out, on the phone, and mad as hell. And you like catch eyes with somebody else. That is my childhood.
Right.
Just like getting weak at stuff I'm not supposed to laugh at.
It's like when the teacher's yelling at the class.
Right.
Or like I remember when I was like, I remember I got to the point where like my mom would try to spank me, but it didn't hurt.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like literally trying to not laugh as she's doing it. I'm like, that's all you got.
Because what it is when someone else is being genuine and you see something funny, it's like it's not instantly funny, but then when you see they're serious, but they say something funny, that makes you like just not be able to hold it in. Like, oh, this is hilarious. They're being authentically serious.
Right.
And when she was explaining, okay, I'm only 6.
Dude, that's why I'm excited for her special. I want to check that whole like one that's a catchy title, like The Prettiest Girl at the Special School.
Yeah.
That is a wild experience. Like, 5th grade through 12th grade, like a learning disability school. But also New York is just one of those places where like, it wouldn't be interesting if it wasn't in New York. Like that Impractical Jokers.
Yeah.
I know this is kind of an obvious thing to say, but like I'm sure it's a very famous show, but Impractical Jokers is just a group of friends who do like pranks kind of on themselves. And it's like, yeah, that's a pretty funny group of guys. But if you were just in like Dallas, Texas, like no one cares. But like there's something about New York. Like I meant to ask her about this as a creator, but like it seems like every other popular TikTok account, it's just literally, here's a day in the life of a New York mom. Here's a day in the life of a broke college kid. Here's a day in the life of a unhoused veteran in New York. And I'm just like, why is this so entertaining?
It feels like a video game. It feels like you're watching a video game. Even those condo things, like what is $300? Like how much do you pay for rent in New York? It's like $40,000 a month. Oh, can we take a tour? And it's like a closet,
it's a shared bathroom.
Yeah, right.
Like and other people.
But it's just like it feels like a utopian kind of just made up, not real thing.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I wonder. I feel like New Yorkers look down on LA and like the food scene, but I think New York, your food scene, I think you're a little. It's pizza, okay?
Yeah,
you can get good pizza a lot of places.
I'm really, really. I have the itch for New York, badly, kind of.
Don't move away from me. Don't you be leaving.
And this pod doesn't start making money, I'm moving. I'm just playing.
Monetize. Y'all better hit up Danny's Venmo. What's your Venmo?
At Follow Sellers. Please send me all the monies. But yeah, I don't know. If that was a very fun New York thing. I feel like people kill. Like I could never raise kids in New York. Like people say that a bunch.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would be that against it, raising a kid in New York.
No, it's like that balance of you get probably exposed to a few things too quick as a kid, but also like where I grew up in Maple Grove, Minnesota, with no diversity. Like I had a very privileged childhood in the fact that like, if we didn't lock the door at night, it was gonna be okay probably. And like I could just run around outside. But on the other side of things, like I was just very ignorant of the ways of the world.
Right.
And then as an adult, you're just kind of like playing catch up. So there's that balance of and honestly, I mean, sadly, what overcompensates that is, if you're rich in New York, then they can have the New York experience while paying for, well, here's this private little school that is away from everything.
Exactly. Yeah, you still have your sheltered blocks of your gentrified, Brooklyn penthouse, whatever.
Yeah, the place where white people put the freeway through the Harlem, so then they
exactly. Yeah, but
laughing at that, but
look, you would know, Mr. Real Estate Man, talking to your camera. Say it again.
I'm just a humble substitute teacher. At a Title I school. So not like most whites. What a great episode. Hit us with your ism. For those of you new, Danny's Life Lessons with Danny, or he calls it Danny's ism.
My ism is, this isn't as productive as it typically is, and I feel sorry for that. But this is just a PSA, and I feel like other people will hear this and feel kind of motivated in the same way. The last thing you ever want to do to someone like me is put a battery in my fucking back.
Talk that talk.
That's all I'm going to say. Hey. And I feel like a lot of people feel like that too. Like you're already kind of naturally motivated about stuff. Mm-hmm. And then something happens, someone says something to you, or someone does something to you, or you see someone say something to you that they didn't know you know. Now it's like, oh, I'm already grinding.
Yeah.
Now I'm going Super Saiyan.
I'm really, really about that. This time I know you played college football in the South.
Wasn't.
Hey boy, they say something put a battery in your back.
Right.
They say, hey, you better not put a battery in my back. Is what I'm gonna do.
They
I'm
don't
gonna
think
make the Energizer Bunny look like Sid the Sloth. Okay. It's like,
they don't
Coach,
think
you
they
were
don't
watching Ice
respect you.
Age?
They don't respect you, fellas. Hey, fellas, look. Hey, I heard them on the news. They talk about Jerome. They don't think you can run, buddy. They don't think you can run, buddy. I know you can run. They don't think at all.
And this
Trevor?
is like, Coach, they're not talking about us
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
Also, this is low-level D1. There was no news.
Yeah,
there
right,
was
right.
no news segment.
They're writing about you. Hey, they think you can't cover. They can't. They say you can only cover 2. We're gonna play man, guys. We're gonna play man. Too deep.
It's just your coach turning into Michael Jordan, and I took that
100%.
personally.
Yeah, just making shit up.
That's amazing.
But yeah, man, just
Don't put a battery in my back.
don't put a fucking battery in my back, dog, because I already am a psychopath.
Hey, don't I know it? And I think that's it. As usual, review
you,
us.
babies.
Let me get some more. Please, if you're listening to this, I'm begging. It's honestly embarrassing how much I'm begging at this point.
Thank you.
To leave a review on Apple Podcasts, 5 stars, and then literally just type, "Wow, I think Danny is so much better than Sam, but he's cool too." Write that. Give me those reviews. Other than that, follow Danny at Follow Sellers. You can follow me at Samuel Sleeves. Follow the podcast at Callbacks Pod. And yeah, check out all Tori's stuff too. She's very hilarious, very kind. Cool stand-up comedian.
Yeah, Tori was funny as hell. Thank y'all for listening. Love you so much. Until next time.
Get more safe.